Hey guys, how's it going? So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to prevent your iPhone from breaking when using a quad lock, RAM mount, or pretty much any phone mount for your motorcycle. I'm in a bunch of Facebook groups and I've read a bunch of reviews and I see a lot of people breaking their phones using these types of mounts. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to prevent that and also show you guys why it's happening. So the main reason why this is happening is because the vibrations from your bike are affecting the iPhone stabilizer. The stabilizer stabilizes your pictures and your videos, but cannot handle all the vibrations that your bike is inducing into your iPhone. The bigger companies are well aware of this, such as Quad Lock. They are currently working on an anti-vibration kit that you can attach to their mounts. But in the meantime, I want to share these two tips with you guys because I've been using these tips for the past 6,000 kilometers and honestly haven't had any issues with my quad lock so far. So keep that in mind, but keep in mind also that this isn't going to completely stop your iPhone from breaking. If you want the full insurance, go ahead and purchase their anti-vibration kits. But if you just want a little bit of peace of mind, go ahead and use these two tips that I'm about to give you. The first tip is you're going to have to turn your stabilizer off on your phone. Unfortunately, on iPhones and Samsungs, there's not a setting you can just go in and change. So what you're going to have to do is trick your iPhone into turning it off. So unfortunately, when you're using a camera app, the stabilizer is on. When you're using any social media apps or any apps that use the camera app within them, the stabilizer is also on. So you're going to want to make sure that all the apps that use the camera app are completely off, especially make sure they're not running in the background. To do that on iPhone, all you're going to have to do is swipe up on all the apps to make sure they're not running in the background. For the Samsung, you want to do the same thing and just remove all the apps running in the background. If you have a Samsung, I'm sure you know how to do this. What this is going to do is going to trick your iPhone into turning the stabilizer off. And now I know when using a quad lock, you're going to want to use your phone, so you can use the apps that don't involve the camera app. For example, you can use apps such as the Maps app or the Music app. I've used those for the past 6,000 kilometers of all my rides and haven't had any issues whatsoever. I use the Messenger app sometimes, but I am careful about that app because that app does have the camera app built into it on the iPhones. So what I'll usually do is I'll reply back to the message. If I get a message, swipe up and just remove it from the background. If I get a notification, I usually just don't click on it unless I have to because the notification isn't going to turn on the camera in the background because you're just getting the notification. It's not actually opening up the Messenger app. Tip number 2 depends on where you mount your quad lock. For my R6 over here, I have the fork stem mount. The reason for this is because this location is the location where it's going to vibrate the least. It's connected directly to the forks, the middle of the bike, so it's not going to be vibrating a lot because your forks are going to be dampening a lot of those vibrations. The further you move away from this, for example, on the handlebars, especially near the ends of the handlebars, you're going to get a lot more vibrations. Obviously, not every bike can run this. On my Yamaha Fz07 over here, I'm forced to use the handlebar mount. So on the handlebar mount, what you're going to want to do is mount it as close as you can to the mounting brackets of the handlebars. Unfortunately, those are right underneath my dash on this bike, so I can't mount them super close, but I mounted my quad lock as close as I can to the middle of the bike. Mounting them farther away from the bike, you're going to get more vibration. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you focus on where you're going to mount your bike. If you can, use the fork stem mount. If you can't and you're forced to use the handlebar mount, make sure you're mounting them as close as you can to the mounting brackets of the handlebars so you're reducing the amount of vibrations that's going into your phone and going into the quad lock. So like I said, this isn't going to completely stop your iPhone from breaking. For the past 6,000 kilometers, haven't had any issues yet with my quad lock, with my iPhone, so I'm hoping you don't have any issues with yours. If you want that little bit extra reassurance, make sure you go ahead and buy the anti-vibration kits that these bigger companies are going to be coming out with. But if you don't want to spend the money on that, make sure you're doing these two tips and you shouldn't have any issues with these mounts. So yeah, thank you guys for watching and make sure you guys just subscribe and like the video, as well as just share this video in some of the Facebook groups that you guys see. If you see a post about the quad lock or the RAM mount system surfacing, just throw this video up in the comment section so we can hopefully stop everyone from breaking their phones when using these mounts. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.